G'day everyone, Rachel from Bookpiles. Welcome to my video where I'm going to discuss my 2022 reading goals. Hopefully the lighting is okay. I'm pausing to see if the rain will be picked up on the camera. It's bucketing. It's meant to be summer. It's winter out there. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's not warm. So I've actually kept the curtains closed because it won't actually make any difference, and hopefully between the overhead and the ring light, see, we can make the most of the lighting. Okay, I'm aiming to do this in a one-take wonder. I do have a new editing program, but it takes hours to render a 15-minute video. So if I can get this done without having to need to edit it in any way, shape or form, it will save me a job. I've got to get into the swing of editing at night now and letting it render overnight. Anyway, it will mean, I think I've done it already, I can put a picture where my hand is. I've learned how to put pictures in pictures is what it's called, but that's aside, that's a different, it's not the subject of today's video. So I'm going to talk about my goals for next year, get this video out. I will review, no, my goals for next year, I think I said that wrong. I will review this year's goals in another couple of weeks when I actually get closer to the end of the year and can round all the statistics up and be pretty much on the ball or on the button with it. So I made myself a page for the reading section of my planner, but then I was looking at my planner shelf, thinking about next year, and I actually brought at the beginning, I think, of last year, the Bookworm Life reading planner. This was before I had brought any of the Happy Planner stuff. So I actually think I'm going to use this next year, because it's otherwise it's sitting idle. So I think I can make it work, and it's not, this page from the classic size Happy Planner is not too big, so I just need to whip a bit off the top and bottom and the side here, and I'll stick it in. I'll show you what the goal page looks like in here. I can find there. So that's the goal setting page, and I've got a bit more than what's in that, and I had already made this page before I decided that actually I'm going to use this next year. So okay, so I have got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 has 3 parts. 5, 6, 7, 8 goals, I think. So the first goal is to read 60 books. It's the same amount that I set for this year, and as I haven't finished this year yet, I know that I'm only going to be near it. I don't think I'll be over it. Unfortunately, my historathon reading is historical romance readathon reading is not going as well as I would like it to do. So I'm just pushing 60. I'm not going to be like 20 books over it. So I'm going to stick with 60. It's not too stressful of a number to aim for. I'm going to aim to take part in 4 readathons, which I think is achievable. I've got some thoughts on that, but I will do that in my review. I'm going to read, right, so this is my pile of books here. You'll see there is a gap missing. So that gap was primarily all the non-historical romance books I brought this year, and I've collated them into a pile, and I'll do a quick show you through. So my goal is to read at least 4 of those books this year. I didn't read any in that pile. I don't think I read, so I'll just grab a couple of handfuls and show you. I'll see if we can do this. So there's some Alison Ware's, there's the book biography of Martha Jefferson. These 2 here, I've read book 1, and that, so it's a mix of historical, non-fiction, contemporary fiction, I think. So those, what's the pink, okay, that's the bottom one, and the last pile. So there's some the other Tudors in there, oh, and Alison Ware, yep, and Metabolical. So I wish I could say those were the only books I bought this year. I'm going to do a count for the review to see how many books I actually bought between the brand new, so those are all brand new. I've got a lot of second-hand historical romances and a lot on the Kindle. So anyway, okay, so goal number 4. So goal 3 is to read at least 4 of the books from that pile next year, if not more. Goal number 4 is titled Lucinda Riley. You'll see here I've got a whole lot of her books. So I've got one more book to get off the backlist as far as I'm aware, so I'd like to get that, and then I've got her entire catalogue. For those of you that may not have been aware, she passed away in the middle of the year. Then I have actually put to finish Seven Sisters, but I was looking for this last book on Book Depository, and I saw the last book in the series, and it's actually been put back to May 2023, so I think I'll just white out that, and there will only be 2 Lucinda Riley goals. Yeah, I don't think I want to reread Seven Sisters in preparation. No, there's too many other things. And the other thing on my list under her heading is to read at least 2 of the standalone backlists. So I don't know, some of these here that you can see, this from this dark one, the light one, those are all standalones. I've got another one behind me, but the bulk of what you can see here are the Seven Sisters. So I've only read 2 of the standalones. What have I read? The Light Behind the Window and The Olive Tree, I think, are the 2 standalones I've read. So I want to read at least 2 of those. Okay, some goals that were kind of the same as what I had this year. So it's not a need to, it's what I'd like to do, is read 1 classic. I'd like to read 2 male authors, and add another new genre to me. So I primarily read historical romance, historical fiction, contemporary fiction, and non-fiction. I don't delve too much outside of that. I did try one this year, and I'd like to try something different next year. And then the last goal, okay, I can see them, is to actually read the Into the Wilderness series by Sarah Donati. So if I pull this out here, so this is the first book in a series of 6, and I have actually read this, but I read it 15 or 20 years ago. When was it first published? 1998 is when it came out. So I read initially this book and the second book, which is the blue one, Leaning, and then the 4 here are all further on in the series that I didn't know existed until I came back to New Zealand in 2013. So I basically need to start again and read the whole series. So I'd like to do that because it's been sitting here for a few years, all of the books. And I either need to read it or I need to pass them on, I think. I haven't put any goals in about buying limits or getting rid of limits, but my goal which I don't need to track. But you hear me talk about going to the second-hand bookshop, and if I take some books, what I buy is half price. I would like to do that this year, work on collecting more historical romances, but I would like to take more than I bring home so that I can start to lower down some of these piles that I've got all around me. Those 4 books are the Once Upon a Book Club Bridgerton edition box, and there will be another box in the US spring. Excuse me, I hope that wasn't visible on camera. And once I get those, I will pass on these ones here. I don't need to keep 2 series of the Bridgertons. So anyway, so those are my goals. This is my page. Little check boxes, a little bit of decoration. So yeah, since I've made it, I obviously discovered I'm not going to be able to do the Seven Sisters next year because the book isn't going to be out until the following year. So I think I'll just cross that out, or see if I can come up with another Lucinda Riley goal. I'm not sure that there probably is. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I'm going to trim this page down and stick it into the book journal for next year and use that to record how the year goes. So that is that. I will catch you again soon in another video. Bye for now, everyone.